welcome to Recipes Galore. Today we have a dessert. I like to call it Decadent. I kind of made up the name because that's what it tasted like to me. A whole bunch of Decadent. Okay, so these are the ingredients that we're going to need. This is going to be a layer. And I have pre-prepared some things. As soon as I get through talking, I'll get the cold stuff out of the refrigerator so we can get started. But we're going to need 1 cup of confectionery sugar or powdered sugar. You're going to need 8 ounces of cream cheese. You're going to need a 5.1 ounce instant Jello pudding, vanilla flavor Jello pudding, and you're going to need the same with chocolate. Now I couldn't find a big one, so I got 2 small ones. So we're going to be doing some 1.5 of some a pinch of salt. We're going to need 1 cup of finely chopped nuts. This is pecans. We call them pecans is where I'm from. These are pecans and walnuts chopped together. You can do whatever nut is your favorite. I wouldn't suggest peanut. It's not good with this recipe. But walnuts, pecans, and macadamia nuts are very good with this recipe. You're going to need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And you're going to need 1/2 cup, which is 1 stick of butter melted. So for the sake of time, I already created the crust, but the other ingredients that you're going to need is chocolate. Put it in the refrigerator because you're going to shave it and it's going to look like these little pieces. I don't know if you can see. Let me get closer to It's little pieces of chocolate in there that I just took a grater and I just kind of shaved it. But if you put it in the refrigerator, it gets cold and it doesn't melt in your hands. So, good tip, put your chocolate in the refrigerator before you shred it. We're gonna need Cool Whip. We're gonna put Cool Whip on the top, and you're gonna need 1 cup of Cool Whip. We're gonna need 1 cup of Cool Whip in the cream cheese layer, and you're going to need 2 cups of Cool Whip to spread on top. So that's why I got the big. So now we're going to get started. I think I've told you everything in the recipe. If I forgot something, oh, milk. You're going to need some milk. You're going to need about 4 cups of milk. So we're going to take our bowl. We're going to take our nuts, pour them in here. Take our flour, pour it in the bowl. And we're going to take our melted butter. We're going to pour it in. And we also need to put just a little bit, about a pinch of salt. And you need 1/4 cup of sugar around here. Okay, so we're going to mix all this together to create our crust. And just mix it, and then we're going to put it in the bottom of a 9 by 11 pan. Now I like to use a glass pan with this because that way you can see the layers. Let's see, there we go. Now got my glass 9 by 11 bowl. And I'm going to pour all of this in here, and then we're going to push it down, mash it down. Make sure it's evenly across the bottom of your pan. This is the crust to our Decadence dessert. Make sure that you get it evenly across the bottom of your pan. Now, you all can see this. This is what's going on in my pan. And we have the bottom. This is our crust. Now, we're gonna put this in the oven for 20 minutes on 350 degrees. And once you take it out of the oven, I created a to-go pan for time-wise. This is what it's gonna look like. What your crust is gonna look like when you get done. Now, it is gonna be kind of a hard type crust because you're gonna cut into it. Now we're gonna set that aside for just a second, and we're gonna get the rest of our ingredients together. This box calls for 3 cups of milk. We are only gonna use 2 cups. We're only gonna use 2 cups because we want this pudding to be just a little bit stiff. So we're gonna mix all this up first, and then we're gonna add our layers. We got our vanilla pudding, and we're gonna put 2 cups of milk in here. If you are allergic to regular milk, or you are lactose intolerant, you can use lactose-free milk. You can use almond milk or rice milk or oat milk or whatever milk you have. I wouldn't suggest buttermilk. That would not taste good in this pudding. And make sure that you buy this, when you buy this pudding, that it is instant pudding. And it's gonna take a little manpower with your hands. Kind of stir it up. Now, another bowl, we're gonna do our chocolate pudding. Same thing. We're only going to use 2 cups of milk with this. Now, we're only gonna use half of this one because we only need a 5.1 ounce, and this is 3.7 ounces. So I'm only gonna use half of this one to get my 5 ounces. All right. Now, we need 2 cups of milk for this, and then we'll stir it up. Now we're going to stir this one up and get this going. And this one has thickened up already. Okay, our chocolate is done. Yep, and our vanilla is done. Okay, and now we're on to our cream cheese mixture. We're gonna put our cream cheese in here. Now, because I'm using cream cheese, I will use my mixer with this one. Now, we need 8 ounces of cream cheese, 1 cup of confectionery sugar, and 1 cup of Cool Whip. There we go. Now, put this up in here, and I'm gonna put it on low. All right, and now we're going to layer this. We're going to put the vanilla on the bottom. You see how stiff this is? You want it to be able, when you cut it, you want it to be able to come out of the pan. So we're just going to put, because this is enough for 2, and I cut it in half, I'm going to spread this layer on the bottom. And then we're going to put the cream cheese in the middle of that. And we're going to spread that carefully across there. so it'll stay in the layer. There we go. Now, that's what your second layer looks like. Now we're going to put the chocolate layer on top of the cream cheese. There we go. It's thicker than it usually is, so it doesn't want to leave the spoon. That's why I say be patient with it. It will come the way you want it to come out. There we go. All right. Final layer is Cool Whip. Yeah. You got cream cheese, you got chocolate and vanilla. It's just, like I said, decadence. There we go. The chocolate. Now we're going to sprinkle our chocolate on top of our pie. And now, let me let you see what I have in my bowl. This is Decadence. And we're gonna put this in the refrigerator for 2 hours, and then it'll be ready to eat. Bon appetit, all done. Now, you can find this recipe and other yummy recipes on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/AskTheNanny. Now, if you decide to make this, please post it on YouTube, but on Facebook or on Instagram, and tag me. I want to see what you're making. I want to see what you're cooking. You all have a great day, and thank you for joining me again for another Recipes Galore.